Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Lies official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I'll start with what I loved this week before we get to the cliffhanger, because there were some stirring moments that warmed my heart during the day. My God, that's how you make a soap opera. Chloe's admission to Xander, their subsequent parting, then his showdown with Sarah. It was a painful and bittersweet breakup. As Xander and Chloe handled the news with grace and grief, Nadia Bjorlin and Paul Telfer both did outstanding work. And Chloe's tears were so well-deserved when Xander finally acknowledged that they couldn't continue acting like nothing had happened and ran off to locate Sarah. Although their relationship could never last, they managed to make me care about it, and that's quite incredible. The conflict between Xander and Sarah then heated up the situation even further. Whatever the case, Lindsay Godfrey did fantastic. I know some people, I saw a lot of people, were unhappy with Sarah, while others encouraged her. Telfer felt the same way, particularly after Xander took out the third person and erupted in anger at perfect Sarah. You are free to list every transgression, even unpaid parking tickets, but it does not give you the right to bar me from being a father. A knockdown and drag-out fight between Xander and Sarah is something I would gladly accept. Let's start the custody dispute, perhaps with Maggie stuck in the middle and Justin representing Xander as his attorney. Rex, enough already. Enough. Bow out, give up, and simply void the union. When he informed his parents that he and Sarah were actually dating, although Sarah wasn't, I rolled my eyes. Relationships don't operate like that. You both aren't in it if one of you isn't there in person. The Philip and Chloe material was wonderfully done, but I don't like how they crammed it in there and minimized what we had just seen with Xander. I realized all this time, I still love you, said Chloe. See, I understand. She always seemed to be holding something back with Xander, and Brady was certainly another area where this was apparent. But instead of pushing her to go with Philip, I wish we had more time to give her space to process her heartbreak, because based on the upcoming week, I'm very certain that's where they're going. The performances by Wally Kurth and Robert Scott Wilson this week kind of make it worth it, even if Alex turns out to be a ruse and Xander is shown to be the real son. I won't quit crossing my fingers for that. Justin's struggle with losing a man who was like a father and a son so quickly is providing us with some excellent fodder. Just like he did after Victor died, Justin sobbed as Bonnie hugged him. I was hurt. Also, Alexei had his family flipped upside down, and his life had been a deception that he had lived apart from his real father. I truly felt bad for him. Yes, his moping did become a little self-indulgent, but that's why Sonny was called in. When Alex told Sonny that everyone respects Justin but not him, I believe he was speaking for the crowd. Sonny is not loved by anyone but everyone. Since Alex was introduced in a really powerful way, I have a sense that this is a technique to reset him rather than just change his course. This could be the final push Alex needs to become a decent person and a decent character, or turn him around and choose to accept Victor's darker roots. But seriously, let's get started with the DNA test. Maggie's eviction of Vivian from the rest of the will was incredibly fulfilling. She also had some memorable quotes, such as this one after Vivian tore up the will. Well, it was very dramatic, but it was completely pointless. Similar to you. Maggie, move on. Surprisingly, I also thought Vivian's decision to shoot Dimitri in the back to be supremely rewarding. But in this case, Maggie is the true hero. Just in time for her to witness Dimitri attempting to shoot Stefan and Gabby, she ejected Viv from the house. I still want to see Gwen unleash on Leo, even though her pie in the face to him was a little on the nose. Gwen is at her most ferocious when she is playing with Dimitri, as Kristen and she demonstrated. However, not too brutal. Actually, I don't think I would have cared if the women had decided to murder Dimitri, but I'm glad they decided against it. Vivian is just the proper amount of evil to make the shot. I'm not sure what will happen to Dimitri. Although I don't believe they are killing him because he appears in previews for the following week, attempted murder is nothing to laugh at. I have some theories about where Dimitri and Gwen will wind up based on the preview, but that is all. Even if Dimitri is released from prison, he has already re-entered the villainous world, and if he is coupled with Leo, his future looks very hopeless. Although we haven't seen nearly enough of Stybie, the scene in which Stefan protected Gabby from a gun was a charming reminder of why the show was so well liked. Before Kamala Barnes departs, further information must be obtained. I'm not sure why, but I really liked Rafe's nonchalant, but also sassy "I lied" as he hung up on Trip, but I like it when he's got some sass to him. And spending time with Jada has really emphasized that. His career as a police officer, though. We simply assumed that Susan was burned. Rafe, I don't believe making assumptions is appropriate police procedure. Even though I'm not an expert in this field, I am aware of how much heat is required to burn bones. That won't take place in a car fire. Without more assistance, I'm not even sure if anything occurs during cremation. Instead of attempting to explain the absence of a body, it could have been preferable to simply ignore it. Susan's ESP continues to develop. In the Dimmerer mansion, there were visions, telepathy, astral projection with Ava, telekinesis used to move the crumbs, and electromagnetic pulses that disrupted electricity or, in any case, caused the accident that shut off the power. She'll soon become uncontrollable and attack Edmund in full carry mode. Mohaha. Not really, but it is a lot. What's going on here too? It's kind of a cool call to history to bring Edmund back with the original actor Adam Kane to reintroduce Susan 25 years after their relationship. However, they were quirky and endearing, and for a while, their off-screen, love was one of Days of Our Lives' most enduring romances. And now they're going back to it by portraying Edmund as just another dumped ex who has lost his mind. I kind of thought they had reinstated him as a legitimate love interest for her. We finally returned to Lee and Melinda, and I was simply wondering what had happened to them, the separation. Fortunately, Melinda was fired, and I have a hunch her morals will begin to deteriorate as well, which would make her an even better match for Lie. Regarding how they played each other and the outcome, they were both obviously at odds. I had a concept about what her and Sloane working together may imply, which you can read about here. Also, Eric, moving out of your apartment and into Sloane's without giving Sloane any advance notice or asking is psychopathic conduct, as opposed to simply agreeing to move in together. What in the world? Hello, I'm here with all my stuff to force you into a situation where you won't feel comfortable saying no. Sloane, leave, run, away. It is not worth losing your life for this man. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.